Hey, what's up, you guys? Bringing, I almost said bringing another action figure review to you. Well, I technically am, but it's it's not a re-review. It's just a part two. My last video, I did a part one. This time, I'm doing a part two. It's not gonna be as long. It's just there's a couple of things that I kind of missed out on in my first part, and I kind of rushed on as well. But this time, I'm going to cover the bases. It's not going to be as long, you guys, I promise. It's not going to be over 40 something minutes. But I just wanted to touch base on a couple of things. So one of the first things is that the villains. I didn't really have these villains in my part one video. Sandman I had, but I just love Sandman so much. So I just wanted to include him again and have Spidey shooting the web ball in his face. But the three guys you see back there, I missed in my first part. I missed out on Scorpion, Mysterio, and the Birdman himself, the Vulture. So I wanted to capture them again for this part two video. And this is actually 4 of the 6 members of the Sinister Six. This is 4 of them. So maybe I'll include the Sinister Six maybe like at the end of the video. But let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to jump into, obviously, is ta-da-da, the glowy eyes. Yes, the glowy eyes. Yes, the glowy eyes, baby. The glowy eyes. Yes, sir. So I love my wife. I thank her so much for putting these damn batteries in for me because I couldn't do it. So she inserted the batteries correctly. It just shows you what an idiot I am. So she inserted it. She inserted the batteries correctly, and now I have the light up feature with the Spidey. So in the first part, as you guys know, I couldn't do it, and then I wound up losing one of the batteries. I still never found it. Excuse me. I still never found that damn battery that I lost. So my wife brought me some replacements. She bought it from Amazon, and thank God she replaced it for me, and she fixed it for me. She inserted the batteries correctly. And now we have the light up eyes feature. So there we go, dark and gloomy. You can see Spidey's light up feature. So you see it in full effect in the dark. It's pretty freaking cool. It's pretty wicked. I love it. I like this light up feature a lot. It brings a lot more character to the figure. At first, I didn't really care about it. But once my wife installed the batteries, and once I turned this sucker on, I actually like it a lot. I like it just as much as I like the Mezco Man of Steel Superman, where he has the red eyes. I still think I like that more because Superman just does it more in the comic books. I did find out, I just remembered that Spidey has these glowy eyes in John Romita Jr.'s art. He drew Spidey a certain way where his eyes was glowing in the comic books, and it was at night. It was at night. But there was a comic run, I believe that was a comic run with Moreland, if I'm not mistaken. But it was a comic run where Spidey had, you know, at least when I looked at the comic book and read it, it looked like his eyes were glowing. That's the only comic title I can remember where his eyes look like that. But if not, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I mean, what you gonna do? And there's so many iterations of Spider-Man. There's like a billion comic books of Spider-Man, so who knows? Or if Mezco just made this up just to do it for the hell of it, it's still a nice feature. It's still pretty cool. So I love it. I love the light up feature. So I just wanted to do this little pose right here with his light up eyes. Have him in this little upside down Spidey pose with his villains. So I think that's really cool. I think that's really dope. So yeah, so having a lot of fun. I love the light up eyes. I'm gonna put his regular head on now so I could do some articulation. So we're going to do that real quick, and then I'm probably gonna put the Sinister Six in there. I'm probably gonna run them in there, and then I think that's about it. Okay, so stay tuned. Articulation time. All right, so we're going to get into articulation because I didn't do it in the last video because I was rushing and the video was just over long. So anyway, so his head can go all the way around, left and right. He can look up about his head popping off. He can look up about that far. He can look down about that much. He can pivot, a lot of attitude, a lot of wobblage moving around. His arms can go out really far, really deep. As you can see, it can rotate, but not all the way around because of the material of the suit. Has a doubly jointed elbow, bicep swivel. He has full wrist and hinge rotation. He can move all the way around. His ball joint can pivot in his waist. He can move back about that much. He can crunch forward about that much. And he can, and you can work him out. You can work him out really good. Just be careful with the material, guys, because this material does bunch up. And I'm looking at mine, and it is kind of bunching up a little bit. So you gotta watch out for that. He can, he can split really good. Spidey could do the splits really good. That's impressive. Go Spidey doing the Van Damme. Especially for a Mezco figure, that's impressive. He can kick about that high. He can kick back about that much. He does have an upper thigh cut swivel. He does have doubly jointed knees. And he doesn't have any boot rotation from what I can tell. I don't want to force it. I think he has small boot rotation. It's kind of small. I feel it kind of creaking there a little bit, a little small boot rotation. His foot can hinge a little bit, slightly. His foot can hinge up about that much. And he does have ankle pivot. So not bad for Mr. Spider-Man. Not bad for Mr. Spidey at all. And I really love this figure. Like having this figure for as long as I had him for like about a week now. And I've really fallen more deeper in love with this figure than I originally did. Because when I first opened him up out of the packaging, I was like, oh, he looks kind of weird. But the more I kept playing around with him, the more I kept posing him around, and I just love him. I love him to death. This is probably the last Spider-Man figure I'm probably ever going to have. I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy and very excited. So I really love how the suit came out. I'm going to go over the suit one more time. I did it in my first review, but just real quickly. But I put the other head on. This is his open eyes without the light up feature. As you can look around, and see his suit. I still have a gripe with this. I'm getting used to it though, but I still have a gripe with this. It should be a little more exaggerated. It should be a little more bigger. The lines in his belt is good. His Spidey logo, the cobwebs on his suit is really good. His spider emblem is good. That's really good. The reds and the blues and the blacks mix very well. The cobwebbing on his mask looks really good. I really love that a lot. And I love the blue that they chose. Now, rightfully in the Ditko era, Spidey's supposed to have a darker blue, but I'm glad that they didn't do that. I'm glad they went with the more original. I mean, well, the Ditko blue is the original because that's his first appearance, but I'm glad that they went with the blue that we all know and love. This is the Spider blue that we're all used and accustomed to, and I'm glad that Mezco went that route, because if they would have went with the darker blue, I still would have been fine with it. It still would have been an amazing figure, but I just love this more classic Spidey blue that they obviously added here. I just love it. I love the classic blue. It looks really good. It really brings out the costume a lot more. You see his flipping hand there, and I have him in his open hand. You see the Spidey bulge. I always mention that. And the pants look really good. So you can see the sewing in here. And of course, you can see it there. Everybody complains about it. It doesn't bother me that much. His boots look really good. Everything looks really good. So I went over that again. These are the open eyes, like I said, without the light up feature. And it looks really good. So is there anything else I want to mention? Oh yes, I'll just swap out the other head. So I did this in my previous review already, but I just want to do it again. I think this is my favorite head out of all the heads because of how comic booky it is and how good it looks. So I really love that. I love it a lot. And so I put on the light up eyes again. I couldn't help it. I really do like the light up eyes. I like it a lot. I'm probably going to pose him around a lot like this, probably more than I thought. He looks really cool with these light up eyes. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I do, but I do. I like it very much. And I just thought I would show this off. I have him on my custom buck with his Spidey sense. I put some blue tack on it. You can do that. If you have some, put some on there and put it on the back of his head. See his Spidey sense. You see him wearing his glasses, his camera. You see him holding his Spidey mask. And also, I have his backpack on. I have the Spidey backpack on, the Peter Parker. So there's just so much you can do, so many options. That's why I love this figure so much. And I just thought I'd show off my Norman Osborn, my custom Norman Osborn. I thought I would show that off real quick. And I did some custom paint there myself, so I just had to throw that in. And of course, we have the Green Goblin, of course. Show him off one more time. And we have Aunt May, of course. We have Aunt May. All right, so this was hard to do. I barely squeezed it in here. But this is the Sinister Six. So this is all I'm going to do right now. This is it. This is basically the end of the video. You got Electro, you got Scorpion, Sandman, Doc Ock, Mysterio, and the Vulture. The original Sinister Six. With Spider-Man's light up eyes, with his glowing eyeballs. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This shorter one, unlike my part 1 that I did, this is part 2. Wanted to show you guys things I didn't get to show you in the first video. So, I'm going to elaborate a little bit more about how much I love this figure. I really love it a lot. It is the best iteration of Spider-Man in action figure form. Yes, I said it. I know some people are going to disagree with that, but it is. It's better than Marvel Legends to me. It is. Sculpt wise, height wise, yes, even his height. He still meshes very well with Marvel Legend figures, even though that the Marvel Legend figures is a little taller than him. He still meshes very well with them. Look how good he looks with this Sinister Six right here. So yes, height wise, body wise, sculpting, especially accessories. His accessories is just outstanding. Accessories, just so much about this figure. His suit is fantastic. Like I said, the only knock I can give it is the spider logo on his back. It's not large enough. It should be larger, but that's about it. The sculpting, the paint, well, not paint, but the suit, the coloring, the accessories, is definitely the biggest selling point for this figure. You have so many options. You can do so many things, and it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. So this is a fantastic figure. I love it. I'm going to stick with a 9 out of 10. I was thinking about bumping it up to a 9.5 or a 10, but I'm going to stick to a 9 because some of his accessories that he used, it's a little flimsy and a little loose. And some of his joints is a little loose for my taste. But that's about it. Those are like minor gripes. Those are like minor nitpicks. This is an outstanding figure. If you want just a complete Spider-Man figure in your collection, this is the one to get. And I'm very happy that I have him. I had him for like about a week now. I've played around with him. I've posed him around. He's excellent. So yeah, I'm going to stick with my same score that I gave him in my part 1 video, a 9 out of 10. He is an amazing figure. He is the amazing Spider-Man. And I have him. And he's probably the last Spider-Man I'm ever going to collect. I know I always say that, but this time it might be true. But we'll see. We never know what the future holds. So, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. My part 2 video. And until the next time, see ya.